Hey, this is Tyrus with my game Cloudbase Prime, the game where you can move terrain to launch yourself, launch your enemies, and steal their fuel for your sweet superpowers. Now, this all takes place on a gas giant mining facility where things have gone pretty wrong, and hopefully you'll survive long enough to figure out why. The last beta for Cloudbase Prime was actually the first beta. It transitioned to alpha because I had finished the story. It's got the last 2 levels and boss fight credits. It's got it all. And I didn't want to spoil that, so I didn't make a video at the time. But I've decided I can make a spoiler-free preview of that. Now the first level, the first new level of Beta.12 involves you getting an orbital delivery of some terrain so you can go and invade that evil robot factory in the sky. Naturally, it's not a trouble-free journey. Now, once you've gotten to the factory, you'll actually see evil robots getting built in there, and you'll have to fight them. And don't worry, I'm not going to show you the end boss here. This is just the prelude. And hopefully by the time you've gotten here, you've found the new freeze ammo that I also added to the game in Beta.12. Now, it's a lot like the combust ammo in that after you shoot an enemy a few times or hit it with a fully charged shot, an explosion pops out. But this time, it freezes the enemy and any nearby enemies. Really pretty handy. Now, for Beta.13, I wanted to add some niceties. And a big one of those is that the strategy HUD is now always unlocked, so you can change weapons easily in the middle of a level. And you can take your time when casting powers, if you feel like it. That's been a big focus for this Beta.13 to improve the teaching in the game, improve the introduction for the player. And along those lines, I've added a help menu. Now, this isn't meant to be the primary way of learning to play the game. Of course, I'd rather the player do that in-game. But this will help if you forget anything, and it's got pretty pictures. So now when you pick up powers, there are actually in-game tutorials that stop the game and show you a bit of text on how to play. You won't see it every time you pick them up, just the first time. And I know not everybody was having trouble learning about how to use powers and fuel, but a fair number of folks were, and that's a great part of the game. I've also added little hints around the place. For example, when you fall to your death, you see a hint on how to not do that. But more excitingly, I've actually added a boost to the game to help you get around levels faster. I really didn't want to add something that would imbalance the game or let you skip huge chunks of the level. You can use this to make jumps that you couldn't previously have done though. And I think it fits nicely with the existing launch mechanic. Of course, this is a beta, so if it imbalances things in ways I didn't foresee, it might not stay, but I'm feeling pretty good about it now. And another good gameplay change I've made is I've replaced survival mode with score attack, which means you actually have to fight the enemies instead of hiding in a corner. Also, you can die and still win. Thanks for watching, and we are actually very close to the end of early access now, so if you've got feedback, get back to me.